I don't know about you, David, but some of those things, like I have a lovely, lovely wife, and she's helped me make some intros, and some of those. That song, man, I get fired up in the morning. It's game day. I'm ready to go. How about you?
Yeah, I'm ready to go too. And the sea chickens, the one thing that makes them scary is that they're going to be in desperation mode. 6-6. They lose this game, they go 6-7, and what are their playoff chances?
Ooh, ooh. Oh, bringing that up, we got everybody in the chat already. Little Sponge, Caitlin, uh, Bebop, thank you. Caitlin, later, do me a favor. I think I've told you already. If you haven't subscribed to David McNiner, we're really trying to get him to 100. He's at 98 right now. So, Caitlin, if you could help us out, we need Mr. McNiner at 200, at 100. Well, we need at 200, but let's get you to 100 first. Miss Tony Culp,
Yeah.
if you can find the link for David and throw it in the chat, then we can run that through and help everybody out. Raphael 562 Niners, please, if you know anyone, we need David. Raphael is a great supporter of the channel, a great supporter of really all the 49er content creators. Bebop, man, he is such a great guy, polite, really polite, looking as sharp as ever, fellas. That's right. You know how we do it on game day. We got to get in our suits and ties and make our best impersonations, our best analytic. And, it makes you feel good when you're looking at somebody and, they look sharp and they feel good. And I don't know, David, when I put on the suit and tie, I feel good. How about you?
I do. I do feel good. I got my suit, which I made more comfortable via scissors, and I do. I feel more comfortable. Still working on. I've been to a thrift store here and there, still looking for like red and gold setup, folks, like black shirt, red tie, gold jacket, but I haven't been able to find one yet.
David, it might be on my end today. I might be having some computer glitches. So if that happens, you just carry on.
Okay.
We'll just carry on. It looks like it might be the morning of.
Well, folks, I'm actually looking at the injury report and I'm trying to find something that has both teams. I'm having issues with that. Like normally it's easy.
For right now, I know they won't have Geno Smith. Drew Lock should be their quarterback. I believe they moved their quarterback. And we were talking, I think, last night about they moved their quarterback from the practice squad up. So that really, really is just showing that Geno probably is not going to be part of the game plan at all today. Folks, if you're looking at the bottom of the banner, it's a what if it happened today, like the games don't play today, these are the ones who are in. So we have the AFC starting out first. We have 7 teams. Then we have the NFC. After today, the playoff bracket will change. Of course, this is all to be determined. But for right now, you can look. There's the Eagles and Niners. Those numbers could change. The Lions, the Falcons. The Falcons might not be in by the end of the day. Cowboys, they're going to still be around. Vikings and Packers, they're the ones who are looking in. And I tell you what, there's no Seahawks, there's no Rams, but they still have a chance, and they have to win out. So if you see an opportunity, and you got to seize it, right? All right, we got another
Yep.
good person in here. Thank you very much for coming. We appreciate you, and got to come around more. I know who you are. All right, we got Tommy. Thanks, Tommy, for coming through. All right, so folks, we have New England, and they played a game on Thursday against the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. David, are you shocked? Are you a little bit concerned? Are you? I mean, I kind of just shocked. New England won.
It was kind of a, I guess in any given Thursday, I guess you could say. But the Pittsburgh Steelers didn't have their starting QB Pickett, and he's not the greatest quarterback, but he's not bad. Trubinsky came in and probably showed why he's still not with the Chicago Bears. Let's be honest here. And Bill Belichick might be just fighting for pride at this point. They're 3-10, I believe. So, you know, what else can they do, right?
Yeah, yeah. Sorry again, guys. If my internet's glitchy a little bit, I apologize. David's a great co-host, and he will carry on. I'm going to go make an adjustment. I might have to tell my daughters to quit pushing the Xfinity button. They like to readjust, and we got to find out, Dad. Like, what do you got to find out? Well, we need to make sure the Wi-Fi is working. Why? It's hardwired. It's hardwired. So I'm going to be back in a second, David. You just go ahead and carry on. I'm going to go make sure those girls are doing what they need to be doing. I'll be back in a second. Shout out to Gerardo and Ryan, No Border Sports. Thank you for coming. And Steve-O.
Well, the next game we have a divisional rival matchup. The Buccaneers at the Atlanta Falcons. The NFC South is an absolute mess, folks. We do not know who's going to win it. It's more than likely going to come down to the last week. And I personally picked the Bucs to win over the Falcons because when it comes to experience, they are the more experienced team. But like I said, it's a divisional matchup. I expect it to maybe even be a fun game to watch, folks. The next game, we got the Lions at the Bears. I expect the Lions to go up big and then let the Bears back in the game. That seems to be what they do. But again, picking the Lions.
All right. So where are we at, David? I heard you said you're picking the Lions.
We're at the Colts versus the Bengals. What do you think of that?
Colts versus the Bengals. Ooh, I'm taking the Colts. Real quick, I took Atlanta and I took Detroit. Colts versus Cincinnati. Yeah, I'm taking the Indianapolis Colts. It's not that the Bengals don't have a good team. I just think Gardner Minshew is that much better. I like his hair. I like his aura. He definitely he's got that locker room believing in him. Maybe it's that lucky U on the side of his helmet.
I took the Colts too because it's kind of like the backup QBs in the NFL seem to have a good game or two, but then it goes downhill for them.
Mustache Minshew, gotta love it. Okay, so who do we got next, David? Jags in Cleveland.
Yes, Jacksonville at Cleveland, and a big possibility that Trevor Lawrence isn't playing. I haven't actually read any news on that.
What I understand is CJ Beathard, our favorite 49er quarterback, former 49er quarterback, will be playing. If you guys don't know, I have a running joke with CJ. I really like the guy. Good kid, really good kid. And he can throw the ball. And the Jaguars should be in good hands if they play around his strengths. They don't make him play hero ball. He can play hero ball. He can throw the ball at like 80 yards down the field, but he doesn't need to do that. He needs to like catch you more off of like guard. He needs to just do those simple check down passes, and then when you're not looking, that's when he can catch you sleeping. So CJ, I'm going Jags. Who are you going? Cleveland. They got Flacco, I think, playing.
I'm going with the Browns because it seems like the Jags offense struggles against good defenses.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. This game's going to be defense versus defense, I really think. Jaguars defense isn't bad. They get turnovers, and the Browns, they probably have the advantage, like you said, being there in Cleveland. I got to talk to a Cleveland fan yesterday. He actually named his whole company after the Ohio Buckeyes. It's really neat. And good guy, been a Cleveland fan for forever. And he's really proud of his team right now. But man, they just keep on going through revolving doors with the quarterbacks over there. Like when you have to call up a quarterback who's sitting on the couch, oh man, there's not, you can't get somebody's practice squad guy. Geez. But if they're sitting on the couch and there's still talent in that arm, I don't know. Would you do that, David? Would you call up somebody like, I don't know, Big Ben or somebody like Joe Flacco? Who's our favorite number 17 quarterback? Philip Rivers, with his 17 kids. Would you do that? Would you call up a veteran quarterback that's basically set an entire year?
Uh, Desperation. You got to grab someone. And the Cleveland Browns felt that Flacco had more to offer than Philip Rivers and Matt Ryan, even Matty Ice.
Yeah, that's another good
You
point.
know,
Yeah. But you would do it. You would call up a quarterback, an old veteran quarterback that hasn't really been out of the league too long, but you would consider it.
I would. I would if we're at the point where it's like we don't have a quarterback. Yes, I would.
Josh Johnson, we need you. Um, Sorry, didn't mean to make you do that when you're drinking. Didn't want you to spit or anything. So we got Carolina and New Orleans. Geez. I think we both know who's going to win this game. If they don't, then they need to put those paper bags on their heads again, huh?
Yes. Yeah,
Folks,
the Saints better come marching in here just for the sake of their playoff hopes and getting their division. The Panthers could play spoiler though. They could.
what's funny is the Panthers, Falcons, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Saints. The Carolina Panthers are eliminated from the playoffs. They are the first team to be eliminated. But the other three teams can definitely swap positions, musical chairs. If the Carolina Panthers wants to get in and be a dance partner, they definitely have that opportunity. Playing spoiler, stepping on shoes, whatever you want to say, toes, beware. Because at this point, the Falcons are just barely in. If they lose a game, someone else can step up and say, sorry, bye, Felicia. And it's going to happen by the end of this season. They're going to swap. They're going to swap for the South several times before this. This is why a playoff prediction bracket is fun, because you're predicting. It's not set in stone. There's still different ways of scenarios to get in. But yeah, if the Saints don't win, they better get those ain'ts and put those paper bags back on their head. If you don't know, just Google the ain'ts. You'll know what I'm saying then. David, did you hear anything about Houston and New York? The Jets are the Jets playing Rodgers today?
I haven't heard anything about that yet. Him and his bionic leg. I mean, we'll just have to see what happens there.
He did have an experimental surgery, so if it's not this weekend, it might be next weekend. I heard they're calling him the Bionic Man now.
The first bionic QB in the league. This might be the way things go moving forward, folks.
Bebop said Trevor is starting today. I know he's not walking around with a boot anymore, so if he is starting, that's awesome. Yeah, shout out to Sunshine. I love it. If you guys don't know about Sunshine, you need to go Remember the Titans and go watch that movie. And then after you remember the Titans and you watch that movie, I want you to go and look at Trevor Lawrence. Just go look at him and tell me what you think, because I think they pulled him from the movie, honestly. Really, really do. So Houston and the Jets, do you think there's going to be a problem, David?
D'Amico Ryans versus Robert Saleh. It's like two former 49er DCs as head coaches going head to head. Honestly, I think Houston has the advantage here. I picked them because of CJ Stroud. They have one of the better rookie quarterbacks I've seen in the last several years.
Stroud is definitely impressive, and I think that's the problem with the Jets is they just don't have a quarterback. I am on your side as well. I'm going Houston. This is the game that can really, really mess everything up. Los Angeles Rams versus Baltimore Ravens. Folks, if you want to watch this game, or if you can't watch the game, or if you want to watch it listening to somebody stream the game, please check out our buddy Darwin Ravens. Levi is his name, but type in Darwin Ravens and you'll see his stream pop up. He will be streaming the game for the Rams and Baltimore. He's a big Baltimore fan, but the fun thing about Levi is he's a football fan. He's very fair in his commentating. He's not over zealous or over biased. And he's very interactive with the crowd, with the chat. So please check him out. If you haven't subscribed to him as well, please check him out. And yes, we are going to be saying go Ravens. Tommy is so right, because the Rams, again, you look at this, you don't see Seahawks, you don't see the Rams. If the playoffs end today, and we want to say it at the end of the day, if the playoffs end today, the Rams and Seahawks still are not in. I don't care. Eagles, Lions, Falcons, Cowboys, Vikings, Packers, that's fine. Saints and Seahawks, I don't even want them to get into I don't want them to get to the dance. You're not getting an invite. You're not coming. We're not picking you up. Don't look out your window. Nobody's coming around. Don't look at your phone because nobody's calling. I'm sorry, Rams, Seahawks, you guys have had your chance. This is the Niners season. David, would you like to expand on that at all? Do you have any thoughts?
Well, the Rams are going to Baltimore, and the Ravens are a good football team, so I fully expect them to handle business against the Rams. They have Puka Nacua, which is one of the better stories in the NFL right now. They have Cooper Kupp and Matt Stafford. Their running back's actually pretty decent. But, then you look at their defense, and it's a team effort. It's not just Aaron Donald. The whole defense, plays as a unit, but they're 6-6 for a reason, and I fully expect the Ravens to make them 6-7.
Yeah. The Rams are trying to push. They have a good quarterback, I would have to say. And, if we want to, folks, don't turn away. We're not going to rate the quarterbacks and everything. But if you do have to rate the quarterbacks and you do have to put, top 10 of them out there, you do have to sort of have to put Stafford in that 10th block. I mean, he's got a ring. When he's healthy, he's got he's a bad man, right? He can definitely get it done. You imagine if he would have been with the 49ers? That's wow. We probably would have won four of them in a row or something. That guy. He is a soldier. Broken back in Detroit, constant injuries, still putting up good numbers. Yeah, you put up good numbers with somebody like Megatron. If you don't know who Calvin Johnson is, please go check him out. Just type in Megatron NFL.com. They'll show you a picture of him. He'll be there smiling. And that dude, I mean, I'm not gonna say he's better than Jerry Rice. No one can be better than Jerry Rice or so and so, but they can be as good as they can be, right? So you can say somebody's better, right? But they're not really truly better. They're good in their way, right? Randy Moss was really good at running down the field and jumping up in the air, catching a football. That wasn't Jerry Rice. Jumping, but Jerry Rice could catch the ball and take it to the house every time. Randy Moss could too, but he did it in a different way. And that's my point. You can be good in your own way. And you look at Megatron, and that dude was really, really good. He played with heart. He played for a team and a city that maybe didn't necessarily deserve him, and he helped Detroit for a very long time. But so Stafford's a good quarterback, and to him for this game, if he can get Puka Nacua going, but like Tommy said, they really have no chance. They have a small chance, just a small chance. David, Minnesota and Las Vegas. We're talking about the Raiders. So this is the battle of the pirates. The Vikings are coming in on their ship. The Raiders are, they're right there in their harbor. And your thoughts? There's not going to be a Kirk Cousins, and there's not a Jimmy Garoppolo. So I don't think there's going to be anybody wanting to tune into this game because, who's a quarterback in this game, right?
Josh Dobbs. No, I'm not. I'm not necessarily on the Josh Dobbs train because, I think he's an excellent backup quarterback, but right now he's starting, and the Vikings defense is decent, but so is the Raiders, and Antonio Pierce has them playing hard right now. I picked the Raiders at home to win this game. and it should be a wild one.
I like it too. And I am picking the Raiders to win this game too. I think the Raiders need to somehow, some way, maybe use the force or something, but they need to obtain home field advantage. Right now, you can go to Los Angeles and you don't have a home field advantage. You can go to Las Vegas. There's not a home field advantage. Oh my gosh. I think that's pretty much it. Everybody else has a fan base, but those two teams right now, those two stadiums, Raiders, everybody goes there to party. They're not there to necessarily watch the game. If you go there, it's because your team is there. The Raiders aren't from Las Vegas. They're not. It's not. Maybe in 10 years, you know what I mean? Like people be like, yeah, the Raiders and Las Vegas, they go hand to hand. But when you say Raiders, you think of Oakland. The commentators on TV are still saying Oakland. It's going to take them like 10 years before they, again, that's just me thinking it. But the Raiders, they've fired their coach. They've fired their coordinators, their staff. They're rolling. Their team right now are smoking cigars in the locker room. They're going back to Raider football. They don't care how they win. They just want to win, baby, and just win, right? And I'm allowed to say that. My dad's a Raider fan, so don't take my fan card away from me. I'm a 49er fan, but I'm allowed to keep up on the Raiders a little bit. So yes, most definitely, I'm taking Raiders. The game of the week, David, the Seattle Seahawks, the San Francisco 49ers. All right. Is Seahawks coming in? Are they going to make us eat something weird? You know about rice-a-roni, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so there's a joke with rice-a-roni, right? And San Francisco's treat, right? Well, there's another box. If you don't get the original, you can get the garlic and herb, right? And when you make that, if you don't do it, I did it, and I don't know how I did it, but we had green rice-a-roni. My mom and dad still give me crap over it today. They still get, so I'm not allowed to make rice-a-roni. Okay, I can make everything else, but not that garlic herb or whatever. It came out green. So, are we going to be eating regular rice-a-roni, or is the Seahawks bringing in that green rice-a-roni, David?
Oh, we're going to be eating regular rice-a-roni. We control our destiny. The Seahawks are going to be desperate. They're going to be playing hard, but to control our own destiny, we have to win out. We don't actually control our own destiny. I have to correct myself. We need the Eagles to lose the game. And hopefully the Cowboys step up. They are our best shot, and then they go to Seattle next week. So, we'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks with them. But the big news for the 49ers is the injury news, and that's unfortunate. Out, Eric Armstead, foot and knee. So, we're going to need Kalia Davis and Javin Kinlaw to step up. Ross Dwelley, ankle. Ray McLeod's actually been put on IR with his rib issue. So, we're going to see some more Ronnie Bell. Maybe see Debo running the ball out of the end zone, looking for someone to run over. That's kind of exciting to me.
Did you hear about Ronnie Bell as well? Ronnie Bell, I'm sorry. It's number 3, Ray McLeod. I'm so sorry. Did you hear about what they've done with him?
Yes, he's on IR. Yes, I've seen that. That's kind of, disappointing. At the same time, where's Danny Gray at? He's one of our gunners on special teams, and our special teams coverage has not been very good. We kind of need the kid. So
I think he's not hurt anymore, but they're not bringing him in. So there might be an attitude problem. That's you don't block, you don't get the rock, and if you got an attitude, then they don't really want you either.
That's right.
I think they brought Conley up.
That's what they've done the last couple games, from what I've seen.
So
Conley's a veteran. He's solid. He's nothing spectacular. But doubtful, though. We have Spencer Burford with his knee issue. He played last week. But, it might have flared up. We're probably going to see Feliciano at right guard. Daryl Luter Jr. hamstring. Now that's kind of disappointing because we brought him back on special teams. He chased that guy that was getting the big return down. Again, we need all the special teams coverage help we can get. And no surprise, Elijah Mitchell, knee. He's talented running back, but his body just won't let him stay on the field. It's disappointing. The Seahawks, questionable. Linebacker, Jordan Brooks, ankle. Corner, Trey Brown, heel. Running back, Zach Charbonnet, the guy that they started against us, has a knee issue. One of their backup wide receivers, Dwayne Estridge, ribs. Their starting defensive tackle, Jaron Reed, hamstring. Geno Smith, it says groin. I thought he had a shoulder problem. But apparently he has a groin injury. And then they also have running back Kenneth Walker, oblique, listed as questionable. So we don't know if they're playing or if they're not playing, folks. Did not participate was Jaron Reed, the tackle, and Geno Smith in the last practice.
So it looks like we're overall healthy except for Armstead. Seahawks, yes. Seahawks have to win this game. That's why this game is a little bit more intense, because we can't let up. We can't let up at all. And at this point, we keep winning, we're going to get that number 1 seed. We really can. Philadelphia they have to win too. And I think right now everything's in our favor. You think Kalia Davis will surprise everybody? Do you think he's going to make us forget about Armstead today?
I honestly think, Kalia Davis was, before his injury, he was a first-round talent. And then, instead of just putting him out there at defensive tackle and seeing what he's got, we went out and signed Javon Hargrave because, we needed to upgrade the interior. And the kid just hasn't been able to get on the field, with Givens. Givens is solid. Javon Kinlaw, this is kind of, he's a rotational piece at this point, and this is maybe his last year with us. So we'll see what he's got. But yeah, Kalia Davis just hasn't had the opportunity to hit the field. Now we're going to be seeing him in there for some snaps. And, last week he had a sack. So maybe he has more to offer than what we know.
I love it. Okay, so we probably talked about the Niners and the Seahawks. We can probably talk about it in the whole show. We'll move on to Buffalo and Kansas City. And Buffalo, I have a really, So Buffalo's quarterback, Josh Allen, love the guy. Wish he was our 49er quarterback. I think his skill sets in the 49ers offense would unleash that hidden component that we don't have, the deep ball, right? But I don't necessarily think that's what our offense needs. That's what we might not have. That's the one thing that everybody wants to see. But sometimes I'm not saying that Josh Allen doesn't have that, quick, processing. I'm not saying that he can't go through his full reads, because he's shown that. But we've also seen that he can pick up the team and put them on his shoulders and carry them to the end zone. The dude can run over players. He can throw the ball almost the arm of the length of the football field. He's a great quarterback, right? I got him now in my fantasy football league, and I'm not very happy with him as my quarterback this year, at least in one league, right? He's just not putting up what he should be putting up. And I'm not a big fan of the arm punt or whatnot. If you throw the ball and it's a punt, you're supposed to throw it. Somebody was supposed to catch it. Usually it's a wide receiver on your team, not a defensive back or a safety on the other team. So when you convert or turn over the ball and it's a turnover and it's a punt, it does not give your offense, it does not give your defense time to gel. Your defense and your offense have to work together. So if your offense is on the field the entire time, then your defense, they're not tired, right? No, they're probably tired from standing. They're probably tired because all the stretching and stuff. Now they're probably getting tight. They're not loose. They're probably nervous. They're ready to get on the field. They're anxious to get on the field. So your offense has been on the field the entire game. They get out there and they make one mistake. Oh, now it's all their fault, right? Because they weren't perfect. But when both teams play, almost equally, play a 50-50 game, you have an opportunity where this guy's not so tired. This guy's not so tired. If this, defense makes a mistake or this offense makes a mistake, then the other one can, they can, oh my gosh, they can respond, right? They can, they can overcome together. So if you go out there and you try to play hero ball the entire time and you just throw a punt, right? Because we don't kick punts when we're quarterbacks. It does not help your team. It doesn't matter. You threw the ball. So why even have an offense? If you're just going to keep turning the ball over to the other team, let your defense go out and play offense. It doesn't, I get it. It's the opportunity for your other team, your team to score big. But if you just play complementary football, dink and dunk, I know a lot of people don't like dink and dunk, but if you just play football and you don't like, a lot of people, they don't like hero football. They don't like sitting on the edge of their seat and waiting for that interception to happen, or, oh, it was a touchdown. Oh, wow, it's a miracle throw. Look how great he is. If he was that great, he wouldn't have had to put himself into that situation, right?
Yeah.
That's just one aspect of looking at it. And it's not shots at anybody. It's just one person's perspective. And it's not everybody wants to see that. Not everybody they want their team they don't want their team turning over. And if you have a quarterback who's just comfortable turning the ball over, eventually, you're not even looking. You're just throwing. It's kind of like going to the store and buying milk, just reaching down and grabbing milk. Well, one day, if you don't look, you might walk home with the blue cap, or get in the car with the blue, the 2%. And you wanted the red milk, right? Walk out of the store with the purple cap of milk. You're like, wait, how did I get the purple cap? Because you weren't looking, and you're just comfortable reaching in and grabbing the milk. So if you're just comfortable reaching and throwing the ball down the field, it almost becomes a force of habit, like muscle memory. Oh, I'm going to throw the ball down to the DB. So that's just my thoughts. David, what's your thoughts with Buffalo and Kansas City? I am actually taking Kansas City. I'd like to see Buffalo win, but if you look down here at the clicker, there's no Buffalo Bills in the playoff bracket right now. They do not have a shot. They do not have a chance to take Miami's spot. They have to try to knock somebody else out. And I don't think it's going to happen. This season's not for them this year. What do you think?
Honestly, I picked the Bills in this one for reasons of desperation. But before the season, they were picked as one of the Super Bowl favorites, and they're a good football team. And then they come in and they're losing games they're not supposed to. Josh Allen, he's a good quarterback, but he has been turning the ball over. And if you don't take care of the ball in this league, you're not going to win a lot of games. So, but at this point, just from sheer desperation and the fact that the Chiefs look vulnerable, I picked the Bills.
That's a good point, because the Chiefs don't look like the Kansas City Chiefs anymore, do they? There's something a little bit off with them, huh?
Yes, there is.
Maybe the Taylor Swift effect is real. We'll just see. I don't know. We're at a table. We'll just hold that off, right? Denver and LA Chargers. The Chargers, what's going on with San Diego? Oh, wait, that's right. That's their problem. They're not in San Diego anymore. They're an LA team. I don't think we need to spend any more time on it. Just beat LA. What do you think?
I think the Broncos are the hotter team coming in, and the LA stadium isn't a real home stadium for either of the teams that are there. LA's a basketball and baseball town. They've never been known to be a big football city. And for some reason, the NFL saw fit to give them two teams. It's like,
well, they had two teams. And when they took their two teams away, they really hurt LA. And LA said, okay, we'll become a college team. So they embraced USC and UCLA, and you nailed it. They have two basketball teams. They have two baseball teams. They even have a hockey team down there. I mean, they have what? two hockey teams, if I'm correct. There's the Los Angeles Knights, and then there's the Anaheim Ducks. And if you know anything about California, Anaheim is basically Los Angeles. It truly is. It's just too close. Everything down there is LA. So I don't get it. They tried to push the teams together. I thought they were clever. I think they are sneaky clever by sending the blue and yellow and the yellow and blue San Diego and St. Louis teams to Los Angeles. So they don't have to do too much when it's game day because everything's already painted the same, right? Maybe take off a couple magnets and put on a different logo here or there. But yeah, Denver was really hot. They won 5 in a row, and then they just lost one. They lost one to Texas, the Houston Texans, Stroud, and Russell Wilson's not finished. And if you look right here, they're not in the playoffs either. So they have a chance, but they have to beat the Texans. They were in, and I think the Texans took their spot. So if they can get some wins and a win against the Chargers, that's an AFC West opponent. That would definitely put the pressure on Kansas City. So if Buffalo beats Kansas City and Denver beats LA, we're going to have something to talk about later, right?
Yes, definitely.
All right, so we're both taking Denver, I think, then, right?
Yeah, I'm taking the Broncos.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
when it comes to the AFC playoff picture, none of the wild cards are a lock. That's kind of it ought to be very, very crazy coming down the stretch. The NFC, the Vikings and the Packers, they're not locked. The Cowboys have a really good record. They're more than likely going to make the playoffs, either winning their division, which they could beat the Eagles today, and then see how things go down the stretch. They do play the Giants twice. And the Giants aren't necessarily a formidable opponent, but they could step up.
I like it. You bring up a good point. They're either going to win the number. They're either going to be their division winner, and at that point, they could win the first seed. I don't want to say that, but they could. So they could either finish first, second, or fifth. I don't see them finishing in any other way, and that's kind of the same thing with the Eagles. They're either finish with the first seed, the second seed, or the fifth seed. So it's really crucial for Philadelphia to continue to win, especially this game. They could lose they could afford to lose and become the second seed, and us take the first seed, but they cannot lose and have Dallas take their spot. If Dallas takes their spot, that bumps them all the way to 5. And I don't think Philadelphia wants to go on the road. Wow, Philadelphia would have to travel in the playoffs this season. David, I don't know if that would be very good for them.
Well, a good defense travels well, but their defense is not what it was last year.
Not at all.
So
some people might even say their secondary is trash, but we won't go there, right? Trash. Oh, I love it, Bebop. You said it. You said it at the same time I said trash. Their defense is trash. All right, we're having fun, folks. Tennessee, the Volunteers are going to go visit Miami. So they're bringing the sunscreen. They're going down to Florida. And what do you think's going on? Because T-Rack, you know about T-Rack. I don't think he's going to be making the trip. If you folks don't know about the mascot from Tennessee, then I don't know where you've been at. He's a raccoon. And some people might say he's trash too. But the Tennessee Titans are going to go down there and play Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins are the number one team in the AFC right now. And the Titans are the team looking from the outside. They are trying. They need to fight, claw, scrape, pinch, whatever they got to do, pull some hair, but they are trying to get into the playoffs. If there's a miracle, that they need another miracle, right? Remember the Bills game, the miracle? So I don't think that's going to happen this season for the Titans, but they definitely going to go to play. I'm taking Miami just because Miami just is that much better. I think they're faster, and I think Tennessee, they know that unless they stop Tyreek, I don't think they have a chance here. What's your thoughts with Tennessee and Miami? This is a doubleheader for Monday night.
Oh, I'm taking the Dolphins. I don't think the Titans are going to stop Tyreek, Waddle, Raheem Mostert. All the speed alone of the Miami Dolphins will kill them. But And the fact that the Titans are starting Will Levis, a rookie quarterback, that doesn't bode well for them.
Wow, it's going to be a good game.
Ooh, little
Really good game.
sponge, little sponge.
I had to bring it up. I can't argue with that. We're not taking shots. We're just having fun. And Sponge knows that. Sponge is a good guy. And folks, please check his channel out. It's right there, Philly Special Cards. He's a cool kid. He's about 13 years old, turned into a great young man. And he is a Philadelphia Eagle fan. But I would have to say, not for long. We're turning him into a faithful. And it's right after we win the Super Bowl this year. I'm going to give him a jersey and everything. He'll be cheesing it. So, folks, all right, we have one more game. Green Bay against the G-Men. And the Green Bay Packers have to go to New York or New Jersey or wherever they play at. They get confusing. They put the NY on their helmet, but then they tell you a different state to go to. So, yeah, we got Green Bay. I think it's the season of love. I keep saying it. I know Corey used to laugh sometimes. Oh boy. So yeah, I'm still rocking it. Season of love. If it ends the way it ends right now, it looks like the Niners would have to play the Packers. And hey, that'd be okay with me. Really would be. I like the Packers, and I think they got a good squad. I don't know how well they would match up against us, so it might be one and done for them. But can anybody really truly say, and I couldn't because I was joking a lot, could anybody truly say that they expected the Packers to make the playoffs? I don't think so.
I actually, before the season, I picked them to be second in their division.
Yep.
I didn't necessarily say they'd make the playoffs, but I did pick them to be second in their division.
I like it. I do. Because that's why we talk. Me and you got a lot. We don't always agree. Sometimes we agree. But yeah, it's just one of those things. It's you never know. Anyone could win. But Green Bay going up against they got that new Italian quarterback. I don't know his name, but he's been electrifying. He's been bringing the energy to the Giants, and that's what the Giants really need is somebody that's going to pick them up and put them on their back. It wasn't Danny Dimes. I don't know if he dropped a nickel or what, but it's not him. And they give him a lot of money, so I'm pretty sure the Giants are going to stick with him next year. If they do, oh man, I'm so sorry. But if they choose to move off of him, that might actually be a better decision. It might cost them some money, but when you were there, me and you were there, the Giants and 49ers game, you seen his eyes. You seen Danny. He was doing that with his eyeballs, right? They're just going left and right. He was afraid of our defense. We got into his head. And I think it's carried on with him throughout the season. He hasn't been able to recover. And, now he's hurt. Now they're rocking with an unknown quarterback. No disrespect to the man. He's been, balling it out and lighting it up and got a lot of talent, more talent than I'll ever have. But he, I don't know if he's what New York needs. And maybe he is what New York needs, but it's a little bit too late for that call, So I'm taking Green Bay. What about you, David?
I'm taking the Packers because the Giants are just not a good football team. You never know what they're going to do week by week. It seems like they're just one of those teams. They show up, they play hard, they win a game. Then the next week, it's like all that goes away. So, multiple personalities. Yep. Steve asked a question in the chat. How long is Sideline Steve going to be our DC? Well, that's a good question. That's a good question. I would like to see him here 2-3 seasons at least, but we'll see how all that rolls out in the off season.
Yeah, Sideline Steve. I love it. We need to make t-shirts.
I know, right?
That's heck of funny. So we got a lot of people in the chat. Thank you all for coming. The games are just about ready to start. Me and David, we get together on the weekends and we have fun. Anytime I can get David on the show with me, I appreciate it. David's my co-host, my great friend. And yeah, guys, enjoy the game today. All the games, any games. If you have Red Zone, turn it on. That's fun. If you're just watching one game, that's cool. Again, if you don't have if you aren't watching or can't be around and you just have your phone and you want to listen to a game and you want to be entertained, check out Darwin Ravens. And he has a great YouTube channel. He's on right now. He's going to be hosting that game of his, the Rams versus Baltimore. And I definitely will be tuning in to hear a little bit here and there. Definitely smash the like button and, give him a little bit of support. If you haven't subscribed to David McNiner's channel, please subscribe to David McNiner. He is 2 away from 100. We're going to get him to 100 hopefully today with the Niner win. And, all of us with smiles, good spirits. Hopefully everybody can enjoy the game with a good family member or a friend. And again, if you can't, turn on YouTube. You'll find somebody. We'll be around. Shout out to Corey Davis. He's the GOAT. His funeral is on the 14th. If you need any information, you can reach out to me directly, or you can look on my social medias. I have posted stuff as well. He's a great guy. He'll always be remembered. He'll always be here with our show. I'm not trying to irritate anybody with him. There's a lot of pictures online, and there's a lot of mentioning of him. For us, he touched us. He really he meant a lot, and I can go on and on. David can go on and on. I'm gonna let David say some stuff as well. But if we at any point in time are irritating you, you just have to understand this guy meant a whole lot to us, and a lot of other people in the 49er community. And if you're not subscribed to Corey Davis, please go subscribe. We are building his channel. As long as I'm doing YouTube, I'm going to continue to build Corey. He's at 432 subscribers, and he's going to continue to grow. Friday night shows are with all of us. There's like 10 of us. It's now the Friday night show with Corey Davis and friends, hosted by Bryant or Terradome or David or No Border Sports or whatnot. So you'll find us there. And then same thing with the late show. It's Friday night late show with Corey Davis and friends or something, because the worst thing to do is someone pass away. You stop talking about them. It's almost like they weren't ever here. So I want you guys to know, y'all are my friends. Appreciate you all for coming and hitting the like button, subscribing. If there's something you need, you can try to reach out to me, and I will try my best to help in my own way. I'm not a millionaire, but I can help in my own way, right? Also, please shout out to Gammon Brown. If you guys didn't know, Tennessee got hit with a lot of tornadoes last night. Gammon's okay, but his community got tore up pretty bad. So please send some prayers out there for the people in Tennessee and some of the people in the local areas. I understand Kentucky got hit, and there were some other states that got hit that was really close. So if you guys don't mind, I appreciate all the love and the support, the prayers for Gammon and the people in Tennessee. And shout out to Corey Davis to go. David, let me give it to you. Go ahead and you let us know what your thoughts are on Corey Davis, and we're gonna go ahead and get out of here.
He was a great friend, folks. I was on YouTube with him from the beginning. When he was still trying to figure out how to give me the StreamYard link and stuff. And he's a big reason why I'm even doing this, why I'm here. And I miss him. I miss him greatly. It's taken some serious getting used to not having him around. He was a great guy, and all we can do is keep keep his memories alive moving forward. And if y'all want to see it, if you're subscribed to his channel, rewind his shows to the early days, and you'll see me on there with nothing on the wall, and it was literally the early days of me doing this. And I've missed the guy big time.
Folks, we appreciate you for coming. Please do me a favor, do yourself a favor, do Mr. McNiner a favor, Corey Davis a favor. Tell a friend, be a friend. Tell a faithful. Tell somebody who likes football. Maybe grab your wife's phone or your husband's phone and subscribe, and you don't have to tell them anything. You don't have to turn the notification on. Don't irritate anybody. Well, we appreciate the subscribes. We appreciate the friends. We appreciate you all. Jay in the Bay, thank you so much for coming through. Jay, if you want to go to the funeral for Corey, I will. You can get a hold of me. I'll get a hold of you. I'll send you the information. Yes, please smash and like the button. But please, again, keep Corey in your thoughts. Don Dawson, thank you so much. We really do appreciate you, folks. Games are starting, so we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. We like doing it before the game so we can give our predictions and some dad jokes and some fun, banter back and forth. But folks, have a great day. And if we fire up the YouTube, just keep your notifications on if you want. You'll see us go live. If not, I'm sure you'll see us if you're flipping through your phone or your screen. You'll see us. Folks, have a great day. Go Niners. David, send us out.
Go Niners. And as Corey Davis would say, F all the other 31 teams.
Stay faithful.